Hello everyone, welcome back to Execution Lab where we teach Python, and now it is our seventh lecture, that is error versus exception. Error and exception. So now moving ahead. What is an error? An error is a problem that prevents the program from running, while an exception is a runtime error that can handled without crashing the program. It means uh, whenever you face an error, then your program will block and you will not able to use whatever rest of the things are correct even. But exception is a runtime error that can be handled without crashing the program. It means where your before crash the program, there will be an exception. For example, syntax error was never closed. This like, so it is the predefined uh, this is a predefined, you can say, error that can be handled by you before crashing off the program. So difference between error and exception is it stops program before execution, that is error, and occurs during execution is exception. Cannot usually be handled error, and exception is can be handled using try except. Now let's start the code, and with code we teach we can learn all these topics. Where is our VS code? So lesson 6 dot py. Okay, so firstly, what is the question that we have? uh, hmm. Here we have banking management system in which we have to demonstrate the concepts of error vs exceptions, try except else finally, raise custom exceptions, and all of this. Okay, okay. So firstly, see this. We have to import date and time. Okay, okay. Firstly, write this: import date time. Okay, import. You have imported date and time. After this, you have to what make a human exceptions. Okay, it means there is a very much exceptions for there is four types of exceptions that is already pre-built in the Python. For example, value error and value error and etc, index error. Okay, but there is some exceptions which you built during the code. Okay, for example, class insufficient balance error exception raised when a withdrawal or transfer amount exceeds the current balance. Okay, so copy this from here and put this into this. Okay, so we have made this exception. Now after this, invalid pin error exception is there. Copy this from here. Okay, print this here. Invalid pin error exception raised when an incorrect pin is entered. Okay, we pass this when this happened. Now, what is the question? Okay, here is all the answers. Where is the question? Note on errors versus exceptions as required by the problem statements. A syntax error is a mistake in the structure of the code itself. A Python cannot even run the program until it is fixed. Example, do not uncomment. So it means it is a problem of failed transactions. Okay. So for failed failed transactions, write this as failed transactions is equal to 0. It means you are going to start. If we have to assume this as if for example I am Tushar Kumar, if I have one failed transaction, it is going to be 1, and after this one more any failed transaction or any etc, then we have 2, then 3, and it is regularly incremented by 1 as my failed transaction growth going on. So now we have to make a error. If there is error coming, then we have to store all that error in one file. Okay, so error log file is equal to error log dot txt. Error log dot txt. After this we have to what uh, we have to also define it as a function. For example, def log error, and now we have to pass parameters into this. For example, context, what is the context of the error, comma, what is the error. Okay, what is the error do you have, and then um, if we have any team, then we left some comment for them. Append error details, for example, append error detail, it means add all the error details into log txt. Okay, log error, so all the constants and error go into that. Okay, so append error details to error log dot txt with a time stamp, because we have given that time stamp. Now as we have written timestamp, so we also have to define timestamp. So time stamp is equal to date time dot date time dot now dot strf time, string f time, modulus y, modulus m, modulus d, modulus h, modulus m, modulus s, with open error. log file comma a. Here a is for append, to add all this in the that file is f. Now f dot write f timestamp context type error dot slash name error slash new line. Okay, so जो strf टाइम है ये है स्ट्रिंग फंक्शन विथ टाइम, ठीक है। तो ये हम लोग को किस तरफ टाइम को रिप्रेजेंट करना है वो हम लोग को करने में हेल्प करता है ये। चलो, नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड विथ now we have record failure. So yeah, it is also go into that file. Okay, context error, log error, context dot error. Okay, now what we have, now we have, now firstly let's read this. Try. The try block contains code that may generate an exception. Okay, for example, try number input and print number. Okay, except the except block catches and handles exception raised inside the try block. Okay, for example, accept a value error, it's raise an exception. Okay, then else, the else block executes only if no exception occurs in the try block. Here is it. Finally, the finally block always executes whether an exception occurs or not. Okay, it's a occur or not. Raise keyword is used to manually generate an exception when a condition is violated. Raise keyword is used to manually generate an exception when the condition is violated. Then raise keyword is into use. Custom exception. A customer exception is a user defined exception created by inheriting from Python's exception class. This we define here and then raise here. Okay. Now, according to the question, we move forward. Custom exceptions, now transaction history and etc. So firstly we have to make account for this. We have to make account for this. Class account. Okay, def init. Init is the initial constructor of any function. Okay, self comma name comma account number comma pin comma balance. Then self dot name is equal to name comma self dot account number is equal to account number. Then self dot pin is equal to pin. Then self dot balance is equal to balance. Self dot history is equal to dash. So for history, we make a list where we store all that information. Okay. Now for history, we have to make function. Okay. For history, we have to make function. So we also make that. For example, def add history self. Self is mandatory. After that, entry. Self is the parameter that is uh, compulsory to pass. Okay. Time stamp is equal to date time dot date time dot now dot string functions with time. It will define how you want to define the time. Okay, so inside string modulus y modulus m modulus d, after that modulus h, after that modulus m, after that modulus s. Okay. After that self dot history dot append f timestamp entry. Okay, so our account has created with a history and init function name, account number, pin, balance. Now we have to make a class which is a bank. Account is in the bank, so we make class bank. Okay, class bank def init self dot accounts is equal to खाली. ठीक है. And then def create account self. Okay, it means you have to create account. After that, now we use try method. Okay, so try. Okay, try name is equal to input. Name is equal to input. Enter account holder name dot strip. After that, if not name, if there is not name, then in that case raise. Whenever you have a predefined value error, whenever you have Python exceptions, then use raise to use that. Raise value error. Name cannot be empty. Name cannot be empty. Now account number. Account number is equal to input enter account number dot strip to remove all the spaces. If not account number dot is digit, because all account number must be in digit, then raise value error. Raise value error. Invalid account number. Must contain digits only. So complete this all we can say account number. So complete all of this code. uh, I have already given all this code in this answer section. Okay, so if you want you can refer this. Thank you.